All right, so today we are going to talk about powering up your productivity. Now, don't get me wrong. I get it. I've been there. There are those days where I've done a lot more busy than I've done productive. But when I am my best self and the goal that I am working towards is to really get the most productivity out of every day, because that way I am able to cut back on the amount of hours that I'm in the office, creating deliverables for my clients, taking client meetings, and still growing my business. So I have a series of tips for you that have really helped me as I continue to work towards a level of productivity that just is phenomenal. The first thing that you can do to really up level your productivity, and it's so easy, is to just take a look at when you are your best at different tasks. So when you're running a business, you have those heads down kind of tasks, right? For me, this is anything that has to do with math. When I'm doing client deliverables, like I need to really be in the zone, be focused, head down. And those hours for me are from 10 to 1 p.m., 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. Like those are my really focused, heads down kind of stuff. Now, 1 p.m. to 3 or 4 o'clock, I get a little bit more easily distracted. I, especially this time of year, I'm going to go sit on the patio. And I don't do my best email sequence writing. I don't do my best um, marketing writing. I don't do my best social media management when I am sitting on my patio, because there are pretty birds and pretty trees and the weather is so nice. And so what I do really well in the afternoons is my sales calls. And so this can be just getting to know you kind of conversations. This can be following up on a past sales call. This can be like the brand new first time we sat down, tell me about your problem kind of sales call. So I try not to, as much as possible, schedule those type of calls at 10 or 11 in the morning, because those hours, I really want to be in my business, to really be like delivering to my clients the best that they can get from me. Along the line, like, so once you've identified what you do best at different times of days, then you can start time blocking. And this has been a game changer for me. I 2 years ago would very religiously time block, but I had very vague time blocks. I would have like CEO hours, and then I would have client deliverable hours, and I would have sales call hours. And I found for me, this did not give me enough structure. So what I did instead is I now block out. So I'm going to work on this client for this hour. Then I'm going to work on this client for this hour. I still have my CEO days. I still have my sales calls, which I don't like say this is the client that I'm talking to at that time. But when it comes to like client deliverables, when I was just like, client deliverables, I would be like, oh, who do I want to work on? And by really narrowing that focus, I was able to get so much more done in the same amount of time, because I wasn't taking the time to make a decision. So it's a little bit like that Steve's job wearing the same outfit every day mentality. If I'm not taking the time to choose my outfit, then I have more brain power and more time to spend in my business. If I am not taking the time to decide what client deliverable I'm working on, then I can spend that time that I'm not deciding actually delivering results for that client. The third thing that is so important is to not only set boundaries in your life and in your business, but also stick to those boundaries. I do not take meetings Friday afternoons. Just don't do it. And I do not work on client work on the weekends. Just an absolute no-go for me. I also do not, absolutely under any circumstances, work after 5 p.m. Then I have some of the gray area. I don't like to take sales calls after 3 p.m. But if there is a client that would like some time with me and they're very difficult to schedule, or there's something coming up that this needs to be scheduled now instead of a week or two down the road, I will go ahead and be flexible with that, but not to the point of scheduling a sales call at 5 or 6 o'clock at night. So I have clear black and white boundaries, and I have kind of gray fuzzy boundaries. Um, the other thing that I do is, for me personally, I don't like to schedule meetings on Mondays. There's something about Mondays. I feel like a lot of things tend to go wrong or come up unexpectedly on the weekends. And even though there aren't a lot of marketing emergencies, not scheduling a meeting on a Monday has not only allowed me to work on my business on Mondays, but has also allowed me the flexibility to maybe pop in a quick client meeting or a quick sales call or a quick introductory meeting on a Monday if I can't find any other time to meet with that person that week. The other thing that I do is, by scheduling in my breaks throughout the day, I allow for self-care without even really being conscious about the fact that it's self-care. Like, I don't think of it as self-care. So you have to find a way that works for you. Maybe self-care for you is taking an hour break at lunch or 90 minutes at lunch and working the rest of the time during the day. I don't work that way. I like to work for an hour or 90-minute blocks, and then I want to take a 15-minute break. So what I do is I have 3 main projects that I like to work on, and I give myself an amount of time that never exceeds 90 minutes to work on that project during the day. And right underneath that project, I put what reward or what self-care I will be doing once I have spent the allotted amount of time working on that project. So if I'm spending an hour on my social media engagement, then I give myself 15 minutes walking around outside, maybe drinking a cup of coffee. And that is my self-care, recharge, reinvigorate time. And then I go to my second main task for the day. So it's really important to find something that works for you, and you can try some different techniques, some different lengths of time. If you're like, just give me 90 minutes to take a nap at 1 o'clock, then do that. Figure out what works for you. The last thing that I have for you is a video that I remember seeing. I think it was on Instagram, where someone was just walking around with, like, they had their keys in their hand, and all you could see was their hand and the keys, and they would like go to put it down on a table or something, and you would hear this, "Don't put it down, put it away." And then they'd go, hang it on the keychain hook thing. And then they'd have like dirty socks in their hands that they're like, getting ready to put on the floor, and then you hear, don't put it down, put it away. And they, put it in the dirty clothes basket. And I don't know why, but at the time I'm just like watching this whole thing pan out. And I have more and more tried to implement that in my life, and I can actually hear the voice in my head, don't put it down, put it away. Because every time you put something down and then have to go back and pick it up and put it where it should have been put in the first place, you're just wasting so much time that is completely unnecessary. Now, if you would like the Big Three daily task worksheet that I fill out every single morning, I would love to send that to you. This is a worksheet that not only lays out the 3 tasks that I work on every day and the 3 rewards that I give myself every day. It also has space for gratitude, space for my main intentions for the day. And at the bottom, I have a little junk drawer to-do list where it's tasks that need to be done, but they are not one of the 3 most important tasks that needs to be done on any given day. And so I just keep a running list down there so I don't have to worry about trying to remember it. But it's also not just a big long to-do list that never gets completed and has no set order of priority or anything else. So if you would like that worksheet, I'm happy to give it to you for free. The link is in the show notes. And I would love to hear from any of you who start using that worksheet, how it's working in your life. And I really hope that some of these tips help you to identify some productivity gaps that you have on a daily basis and help you move past that so that you can have super productive, not super busy type of days. Until next week, I'm Jennifer with Limitless Impact Agency. Thanks for listening to Quick Business Tips.